What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Bankroll Builder series with me, Cody Arnold. If you're new to the series, what we are doing is we did a minimum deposit on Ignition Casino of $20, and we're playing at 2 cent, 5 cent with a $5 buy-in until we get 30 buy-ins for the next level, which is 5 cent, 10 cent with a $10 buy-in, so $300, and we'll be moving up levels, and we'll continue that process until we get to the highest level, which is 10-20. Starts windy here at school. It's 10-20 with a $20 buy-in, or $2,000 buy-in, which would mean $60,000. So we're about a month in now. What we do is I'm going to go over some hands from sessions played. Today's Tuesday, Halloween, October 31st, so I took off. I didn't play yesterday, and I also haven't played today. So the sessions we're going to be looking at are from Saturday night. It was like an hour-and-a-half session from Saturday night, and then a 6-hour session from Sunday, which was our most profitable session since we started the series. So a lot of hands from that session. We ran very well. We had a lot of bad players at the table, and we played well. So it's a pretty good combination. We were in for $5, and we ended up cashing out for $70. So we'll go over hands from that session. Also, since the last episode, we've added, I think, 20 subscribers. So to all you guys, welcome to the series. Glad to have you guys along. And we'll go ahead and get into these hands now. Okay, guys, so this is our session from Saturday night. We open up kings 4x, and we get raised by the button. We decided to just flat and play these kings out of position. This is not a great flop. I mean, obviously we have an over, we're open-ended, but if he is raising us with any kind of pairs in his hand, he has a set or an overpair, we call off because we do have an overpair and we're open-ended. Even though, I mean, I kind of think we should have just folded there. I know it looks pretty, but oftentimes if he can shove there, I mean, there's really not much we're beating. I guess ace-queen is really all we're beating there, so I don't like that, but we called and we lost to aces. So that was our first hand, which kind of sucked. Here we picked up pocket nines. I believe we were the pre-flop raisers, and we have a pretty clean board here. A lot of bad cards can come, so we're going to overbet this pot and just look to take it down with our overpair. Everybody limped around, so I'm not too worried about anyone having an overpair that could be better than ours. Maybe ace-8s would be calling here, 6-7. Some people might call light with ace-5. But like I said, I made it 4x and just got all calls around. So this is a pretty good flop for us, and that's why I went with the overbet. 6 calls, and he had jacks. So this was right after our aces hand. That sucked. Here we have ace-3 of diamonds. We flop top pair, obviously, with not such a great kicker. By the looks of the pot size, I guess we were the pre-flop raisers, and we made it 20 cents to go. And we got 3 callers, and we are in position to them all. So we're going to go ahead and put a continuation bet in here, a little less than half pot with our top pair. We get a call from the big blind. He's not under the gun because 7 is a new player, and I don't think he played this hand. So under the gun calls the 30 cents, under the gun plus 1. Player 9 over there thinks about it for a while. He decides to make the call, and I think player 2 folds, yeah. So great turn for us. If we were against any other aces, then we are beating them now. Obviously not ace-king or ace-9, but we decided to, I guess we were thinking about putting in an overbet there, thought better of it, or we were just having trouble with our keyboard here. So we go for 1.2 into 1.6, so a pretty beefy size bet into 2 opponents. If it was 1 opponent, I would size it differently. I don't mind sizing it that big when I'm against 2 opponents that already called on the flop. So player 9, if he does call here, would be left with $3.69, and the pot would be about $4. So he'd have a little less than pot. And 7 comes off, a pretty safe card for our hand, and now he has a little bit less than the pot, so we're going to put him in for all of his chips here. I think we'd get calls from like ace-10, ace-jack, just other aces in his hand. We were in position this whole time, so we could easily be running a bluff. a 3-barrel bluff, and he does call off. We don't see his hand, but we take that one down. Here we pick up pocket aces, and we raise it up. We get a caller. Pretty safe flop for our hand. We have the backdoor nut flush draw, and obviously the best overpair that we can have. So we continue on this board in position for a little less than half pot with our aces. He calls, so this is a great spot for us. We now have top set. Hopefully he has something that he can continue with. He doesn't have much behind, so we're going to look to just kind of size him in here and get him to get his stack invested. And he decides he's going to go ahead and shove. We realize we got super lucky because he had flopped a set, and we take this down. So the run good switch was on for that hand. So now this is our first hand of the next day, Sunday. And we had made it 20 cents to go in position with ace-7 of spades, and we flopped 2 pair. So this guy leads for half pot from small blind, gets a call, comes back around to us. There aren't 2 scary cards that can come out after that, you know, so we don't really want to raise them there. And then also if we raise them, we put them all in. It raises alarms for 4. If it was more of a coordinated board, maybe we put in a raise there. But we kind of knew he was going to be shoving on any turn when he left himself only 74 cents behind. And now this guy shoves, so, I mean, we're obviously just calling here. So great lucky spot for us to be in. Like I said, this is the day that we run very well. So here the button had made it 30 cents. It was a limped pot. I call, and we get 2 callers behind. So obviously we're out of position here. We flop bottom pair with a redraw for a flush. It goes back over to the button, who was the preflop aggressor, and he makes like over pot size bet. So maybe he has like ace king or aces here, but we're going to come along because against a single pair hand here, we are a favorite to win. So we come along and we get some calls behind. We still have, you know, there's 2 more 8s in the deck, there's 3 more 9s, there's 9 more clubs, so we're pretty happy to come along. That's 14 outs that we had from the flop. So now the pot is $6.56. We go check, check, over to player 6, who goes all in for 20 cents. Player 9 is going to shove, and we shove too. I don't like it in retrospect. I think we should have just called to get 4 to come along with us. But we shove in 4 folds. We hit one of our needed outs, and we win. So pretty good result for us. Pretty good. Pretty cool. And even if we hit the club outs, I think that I'm pretty sure we still make money. I didn't really look at the sizes of the side pot or anything, but we take that one down. So good result. All right, now I included this just to show you how wild these guys are, because obviously this looks like a really light call, like super light, but you'll see, like these guys were just doing crazy stuff. That guy just shoved with Jack 3 off, like literally nothing on the board. So I included that hand to show you guys how crazy these guys were playing at the table, and it kind of forced my hand to be calling in really light spots. And then I stopped doing that, and I was like, you know what, I'm just going to stick to a pretty solid range here because they're crazy enough that I'll just wait until I have, you know, better equity spots. But yeah, that guy was just a maniac. He kept reloading and just shoving with literally nothing. So good table to be at. This guy 9 makes a pot-sized bet. We have top pair. We are in position. We will come along with our Jack 9 of clubs. Sorry for these guys taking a long time. Okay, so good turn for us. We are now open-ended with our top pair. This is the guy that just shoves stuff, so he's been putting everyone in weird spots, especially when we're multi-way. So this guy raises him. I'm going to come along, obviously, because we're open-ended also. Queen comes out. The total pot is $13. We're going to just go for some real value here. We put in $5 into the 13. A lot of 2-pair hands got there. If he was betting with a flush draw, though, we lose him. So he folds, maybe less there. Maybe an all-in would look weaker. I'm not sure. But we take that one down with our straight. Here we have 6-4. We opened. We got raised. We called. we're out of position to this guy, 6-4 of hearts, and we flop a pretty great flop. So we flop a set, and just kind of hoping he has ace-king here, or maybe aces. He puts $1 into $1.50, so that's pretty weak, actually, that size of a bet. So we just flat here. We're going to hope he just hangs himself. He goes all in. Obviously, we're calling. We turned quads, and he's doing that with jacks. So just not great plays here, because, like, you're not getting called by anything that you're beating, so it's just really strange. But I have no problem with it. I'll play with these guys all day. Also, quads are nice touch always, so thank you, Ignition, for giving us quads. So here we flop top pair. We put in a third size pot bet. He makes it $1.22, and it's kind of weird. We just are going to raise him to put him on. He was open-ended with 2 unders, and we win. So king jack of spades, we are in the small blind. It limped around, and the button made it 27 cents to go. We flop top 2 here. This guy's a little spewy, and we want to keep bluffs in if he has any. If he wasn't bluffing and that was a genuine raise, then this hits his range a lot. So he'll just be betting at it anyway. So no reason to set up alarms with our 2 pair. Now we have the nut flush draw to go with it. And he's betting so large here, I really just think that he's bluffing. I mean, he could have aces, I guess, but I don't think he would be betting that much. I think he's trying to extract value. And we hit our nut flush, and we check it to him. If he was bluffing, he's going to probably continue. And in retrospect, I don't like this. I think that what we should have done is bet like a small bet, like $2, so we still get value if he has a decent hand, and it still allows him to bluff if he wants to. So I don't like the check here. We check it to him, and he checks back, and obviously we win, but we lost some value there. So I like maybe putting in a much smaller bet that we can still get a call from, like I said, but that doesn't happen. Here we have ace-queen. There was a bet on the flop, and we called. We had 2 overs. We've been running really well. Obviously, I know that's not like something that you should base your decisions off of, but we do call with our overs. And even ace-high might have been good with these guys. Like, they're just playing so crazy. So we turn the nuts, and we decide that we're just going to put all the money in because 4 has been calling me with, like, bottom pair. He's just nuts. He calls people with bottom pair. He'll have deuces on this board, and he'll probably call. And 8's already put in most of his stacks, so we don't mind just trying to get everybody's money here on the turn while they still have hope. And like I said, 4 calls. He did have a much better hand this time, though. We were against some good hands this time, but we win. Ace-7 of diamonds. We made it 5x from middle position. We flop a gut shot, 2 overs, and a backdoor nut flush draw. So we'll probably put in a little c-bet here and continue. I would think we're going to put around... Oh, okay. So player 9 leads. We're going to call 2 overs, open-ended. Sorry, not open-ended. Gut shot, 2 overs, and now we pick up a diamond draw too. So we're probably not going to be going anywhere. Pairs the board. We did make it 5x pre-flop. So, I mean, I guess the small blind could have a 5 in his hand. I don't see 9 having a 5 in his hand. He's been betting like this a lot with his draws and his bluffs. And we just have a lot of equity here too now, I think. So we're going to make the call. 9 has been doing some really funky things. And we have the nut flush draw, we have 2 overs, and we have a gut shot for the straight. So we think about it for a while, but then we realize that we're going to be making the call, and we do so. And player 9 was doing this with 4 8 of hearts, and he misses, and we win. So he had a open-ended straight draw and also a flush draw and 1 over to the board. But he misses everything, and we win with our ace-high. Here we have ace-king of diamonds, and we are in the cutoff. It was a limped pot, and then under the gun +2 just made it 2x. Got a call from 9. We're going to bump it up. We're in position with a great hand, so we make it 50 cents. 7 comes along. We whiff this flop, but we are going to put in a c-bet, just under half pot, low 45-cent bet. A lot of hands can't continue there. So now we make an ace. if he does have like a pair of 8s or 9s, I would expect that call on the flop. Now we're going to come in, and he's just snap calling my bets. So it's obvious that he doesn't really believe me. I don't think he's on any type of a draw. I think he just has like 8s, 9s, really just 8s or 9s. So we put in a big value bet there, and he snaps it off, and we win. Next relevant hand, we just flop Broadway, and we decide that we're just going to put it all in here because these guys just call everything. If this guy has a jack, he's calling. So that's what we do, because he overbet the pot. So he called with Queen 8, and we just take it down. Easy day. Next relevant hand, we have 3-4 of spades. We are under the gun. We made it 25 cents to go. Under the gun +1. We got raised from player 5, so we flop a flush draw. We're going to check it over to our buddy. He bets a little less than half pot, so we will be coming along. Actually, I think we put in a raise here. Yeah, we put in a raise here, hoping to just take it down, but not minding a call with our flush draw. And he min raises us, so obviously we just kind of have to call. We pick up a pair now to go, so I think it's 14 outs that we have now for against a single ace, 14 or 15, something like that. So we go ahead and get the money in. And we go ahead and we make 2 pair, and we beat this guy's ace-jack. So good day for us. That was the last relevant hand. Okay, so after that session, we have the bankroll is up to $292.74. So we are $8 away from the $300 mark, which will begin Season 2. Season 2 means we will be moving to the next level. So I'm going to change the season numbers as we go up through the levels. So the $10 buy-in is Season 2. Once we hit $300, I'll be moving up. So hopefully in one more session, I'll be able to move up. I only have to add $7.26, I think. That's the math, to move up. So we're getting pretty close, guys. And we're about a month in. And so in 1 month, we were able to add 55 buy-ins, right? Because we started with 4, and right now we're up to 59. So pretty good result. Definitely good result. Hopefully we keep this pace up throughout the series, and we'll get to our goal pretty quickly. To everyone who's new, thanks for subscribing, and we're glad to have you along. Like I said, we'll be posting up every couple days. Also, I'm in school. I'm taking a full-time course load right now, so I'm mixing that in. So I'm not playing as much as I'd like to be, but yeah. So it's a little info, I guess. Any questions that you guys may have, feel free to shoot me direct messages on Instagram. My email is in the About tab or Info tab on the channel. And that's it. Thanks for joining us, guys. We'll see you next time.